It says we are live. We are live. We are live. We are live. I was just asking my brother. I don't know if he texted me back. He did. No idea. Probably, yeah. And I don't know if we took him. I was asking my brother. I did that video on the attaché case, and I was asking my brother if he remembers our banana bikes that we had. We had the he had a yellow one and I had a green one. And I remember when we were little, I used to ride on Jim Andrews's handlebars on his Schwinn, his gold Schwinn bike. and I remember we finally got bikes. And it just seems like we were only using them for one summer for some reason. I don't know what happened to him. So I text him and he doesn't remember either, but you would think that that would be a big thing in a young person's life. And it just doesn't seem like I had it that long. And bikes usually last. I mean, what goes wrong? The chain goes bad or something, but they're very fixable. And I just don't remember what happened. I'd really like to know. Because when we moved out of the trailer park into a house, I don't remember taking those bikes with us. So did we just leave them there? Which wouldn't make any sense. But is that possible? All right, I'm back. I'm just thinking out loud. Hello, Janice. Hello, Keith and Terry. Bobby Mosier. Oh, that's right. Retired and loving it. You're Keith and Terry. You're back to picking up. You're back in the school line, picking up kids. Yeah, Rick. Good old 5-speed. Yeah, we didn't have a 5-speed. Hey, Mark's Weather. We didn't have a 5-speed. It was just I remember it was a green banana bike. Didn't have any speeds. It was probably the cheapest one you could get, but it was fine. It was a bike. I mean, have wheels will travel. And I just wish I can think back of what happened to them, because now they're worth so much money. Not to say I would have kept it, but geez, that would have been nice to have. That's for sure. At least trying to remember what happened to it. How did I get it? Because I just remember we both got them one time. It might have been, I just don't remember, because she wouldn't have bought them in the, my mom or dad wouldn't have bought them, stepfather at the time wouldn't have bought them in the winter time. They would have probably got them in the spring or summer. And I just wish I remember what happened to them. Happened, don't 280, your 280 zone, you don't remember what happened to yours either, huh? It's just weird. Hey, Rich, how you doing? JNP, how are you? Robert, the banana seats and monkey handlebars were the things. Yeah, that's what they made. Like I said, my buddy, I rode on his handlebars, and he had a Schwinn, and I think he had an older brother. So I think the older brother maybe let him have that bike when he moved out. I think it was his older brother's bike. I'm not sure. Just weird thinking back. I can see the bikes. I rode, and we were in the trailer park at the time, which was a mile long. So from this road to this road, it was a full mile. So it was a big place. It wasn't some little small park, and it was huge. I don't remember how many trailers were in there. Probably 1,000 to 1,200, I would think. And there was gravel. And I remember hitting my front brakes on the bike and falling over because I hit the front brakes and I slid through the gravel and went down. And I remember my left wrist, I sprained it so bad. I don't think it was broken. I never got it checked out. And if I did, they said it was just sprained. I don't remember. But I remember wearing a bandage for like the whole summer. Yeah, like an ace bandage. Yeah, that was probably the nastiest thing that ever happened to me when I was a kid. I never really had any major issues. I was lucky, I guess. All the things we got, now I have no idea what happened. Yeah, I know. 125 was a lot of money. You better believe it was. Hey, Kristen, how are you? Hey, Karen, how are you? Carl, how are you? I just one time when I was running, thinking about childhood injuries when I was running. So our trailer was here, and then we were on like a little, I don't know, you call it a side street. There was two main roads, and then we were like this, um, and there was two or three big stones. I just remember somebody painted them yellow back then because people were making the corner and driving over the next door lady's lawn. And so they put these big stones, and I was running around past the stones, and I was running as fast as I could, I think, for some reason. And I slipped on the stone, not those stones, but the gravel. And I whacked my knee so bad. I probably should have went to the hospital. I mean, I scraped it up. There wasn't any skin left on my knee. It was nasty. I think to this day I still have some. I never got stitches or anything, but I still have scars or remnants of that to this day. And that was, besides that wrist and the knee, that was about the worst thing that's happened to me when I was a kid. I know a lot of my brother broke his arm on one of those rope swings. He broke his arm. I shouldn't laugh, but and I remember he came into the trailer and he said, "Oh, his arm hurt," and I could see a little bump. And my mom was working. We were latchkey kids, so and I just remember her saying something about putting something cold on it. So I said, "We'll get a cold knife." And I took a butter knife and I got it real cold in the water, and I was putting a cold knife on it. I mean, just I was so stupid. I had no idea. She gets home from work or wherever she was, and she first thing she does is she sees it. She goes, "The bone's sticking out. He broke it." Yeah, I don't know. So, and back then, if there was no cell phones, I couldn't call her or anything like that. So, um, she ended up taking him to the emergency room, and he got a cast and all that. So, just crazy times. Wonder where my Lego sets went, huh? Wild Bill, yeah, you gotta wonder. It's just crazy. We have rain clouds in southern Arizona. It's a good day. Well, that's good, Mike. If you have, if that's what you want, that's good. Yeah, for those of you that still have your parents, what they do with all the toys, they probably won't remember. Joyful Artist, Aunt Pam, how are you? Jacqueline, hey, nice to see you. Nice to see you on a Wednesday. Yeah, I just someone in the comments said we reminisce more as we get older, maybe, and I think so, but I think it's more. I don't know. It's like those were happy times, of course, because we had absolutely no responsibility. If anything, we were bored. And it's easy to look back on those times, and not everybody. I mean, some people had some a rough life. I understand that. Um, but hey, we had food in our fridge. Yeah, we lived in a trailer, but we had food in our fridge, and we had kids. This was before they turned it into a senior park. There was kids just about on every street. Not every street. I think there was probably 8 or 10 kids in the trailer park that, some older, some younger, that we used to hang out together. Um, so yeah, it was interesting. It was an interesting time back then. Buzz, where have you been? I've been right here. All of our elderly neighbors. Get the snow off your grass. Can't stay watching the live reports on Minneapolis. Yeah, I know, old radio dude. I was watching some of that too before I came out here. But there's only so much of that I can take, and I don't do politics. So the mother-in-law threw out the husband's comic books. Oh man, you just never know, because now those are probably worth $100 a piece or more. Perry, how you doing? Hey, Resting Witch Face. Wow. Nice of you to be here. She's got a channel out there if you guys get a chance to check her out. She posts a couple videos a week, and pretty interesting. So if you get a chance, check her out. Yeah, like I said, I don't get into politics, but I'll tell you this. I'm going to tell you this, and I'll leave it at this, because I'm not going to tell you. You're either for open borders and immigration like crazy, or you're not. So I think if anything divides the population, and I don't want anybody to answer it, but you're on one side or you're on the other. I don't think in that case there's an in between. I mean, that to me is probably the biggest thing out there. You're either on one side or, and that's what separates us, I think, the most right now. So yeah, all the stuff going on, whatever. You're either liking it and wishing for more, or you're hating it and whatever. So we'll leave it at that. Christmas lights coming down today. Yes, Dan, me too. 41 degrees here and overcast, but I said today and tomorrow I think I need to get everything put away because the snow did melt off the roof, so I can get up on the roof. And I'm going to get my stuff put away too. Yep, don't talk politics. Yeah, that's just the best way, because no matter what, you can't win. I mean, you can't. I mean, because everybody's got an argument, and sometimes there's a good argument for both sides. There really is. It depends on how you look at something. And so, now I have told you guys before, I used to work with a guy who was the exact opposite of me. And we would sit down and have really good conversations. And they would get heated sometimes, but we always left as friends. Unfortunately, that doesn't happen in the world today. You can't have discussions, because I would tell him some points and he would say, "Oh, I didn't know that." And then he would tell me some points and I'd say, "I didn't know that." So I think we both learned from each other, and that kind of experience I enjoy. I really do. But the whole you're never right and you're never right, that just, and that's what happens when you're a keyboard warrior, or your face isn't out there. You can be a lot bolder in what you say and do. So yeah, good that most channels don't do politics. That's good. Hey, Greg, how are you? Wish I had all my baseball cards. Well, yeah, remember we used to put those on our, remember when that was popular, putting them on the spokes of the bikes? Electric bill came yesterday. That's why. Oh, yeah, Dan, I know. Mine was, it was $67, and then it went up to 174, which I don't think is right. I got to look into that, because something seems really fishy about that. So I got to look into that. It's almost like they didn't apply last month's payment, although it shows it did. I got to look into that. It's on my table. I got to look at. We had an entire division of our company get laid off because the general contractor decided to hire illegals instead of union drywallers. Well, that can happen not just with illegals, but with anybody. If you're not using union workers in like cities and places, that can cause an issue, whether you're using illegals or non-union. So yeah, that can be an issue in a lot of cities. Beba Brooks, how are you? My neighbor in the 60s chipped his front teeth riding his bike into the garage with a high rear bar. Oh, no way. Scott, I'm picturing that right now, and I shouldn't be laughing, but I could picture that. You don't even think about that high bar and behind you on your bike. And you come in and boom, I can see that happening. And for me, that would probably happen to me. It probably would, because I wouldn't be thinking like that. Absolutely. I even plugged my lights into the neighbor's house while they were in Florida. Oh, Dan, yeah, I can't blame you. I mean, hey, if my neighbor here had an outlet somewhere that I could access it, I would not say no. No, we actually talked about that before when my neighbor, her power went out on one side. I don't know if you electricians out there, like you lose half your fuse box, but the other half's okay, because you're getting two lines coming in technically to the pole. And I don't know the exact words for it, but one line went bad. So she had to take an extension cord out her window and she plugged it in, and she was using it for some of her basic stuff that she needed in the kitchen and stuff. I think the refrigerator. So we know where our outlets, everybody's outlets are. But I don't think my neighbor over here has one close by. I'll have to tell him to put one in. You were taking down Christmas since Sunday. Oh, 71 is sunny. Yeah, the attic might be too hot. Boy, that's nice you got that weather. The sissy bar, right. Yeah, I will take mine down. We still have our tree up because my birthday's not too long and usually I just read Radco, the guy who does Radco ornaments. He said Dolly Parton's birthday is on the 19th and she leaves her tree up until then. And my birthday is a few days before that. So, we always leave our tree up till mid-January until it starts to smell like it's dead, which is probably pretty soon. Yeah, we have the live tree up. The aluminum tree, when I have that up, I could leave that up a long time, obviously. And we do sometimes. We'll keep that up till February. When you emptied your mom's house, you did find a lot of baseball cards. What do you do with them? Well, nowadays you can just, take a picture of them, put them on Chat GPT and say, how much is this worth? It's gotten so much easier now to identify things. I walk around the house. I swear. I just did it the other day. My wife has a thing she found in a garage sale years and years ago. Or no, her aunt gave it to her. And it's just a little plaque that has a little saying on it. And it looks old, and it's a print from the 50s or 60s. So I took a picture of it, put it on Chat, and I said, hey, Chat, how much is this worth? And they're like $5. So yeah, it's just so much easier now. Take a picture of anything and say, how much is this worth? Describe it a little bit. And so you could do that with your cards if you still had them. That's only funny if it's your sibling riding that bike. Yeah. Cool video on your briefcase. Hey, Ross, how you doing? Middle-aged grind. Are you grinding today? Scott. Ross is a State Farm agent in Louisiana. Steelers beat the Ravens. That was a great game. I picked the Steelers to win because I hate the Ravens because they're the old Browns. And that was such a great game. I mean, what Rodgers was doing there, and then the poor kid, that poor young kid missed that field goal, got Harbaugh fired. Maybe. Yeah, I felt bad for that kid. I really did. I mean, when you're young, just starting out, I think he's a rookie, and you miss the kick like that's going to haunt him for a long, long time. It happened to me. It was the electric company's responsibility to fix it. Yeah, I got to look, Captain Crunch. I have to look and see because that bill just seems outrageously high. I know I have all LED lights, and it's not going to raise my bill, double my bill in 1 month. It's just not going to happen. So I really need to look at that. Now, maybe my rates changed because I had a good rate on electrical, and then I had to change the rate. And of course, the rates have gone higher and higher. So maybe my new rate kicked in because I had a plan, like a 1-year plan, and it could be that was really cheap. And then that expired and my new rate kicked in. So I have to look and see. I haven't really done that. I just got a bill yesterday too for blood work that I had done. Now I'm on Cigna Plan N, and I've already met my deductible for 2025. And I got a bill in September. I got blood work done. They just billed me now for $674. And I'm like, I'm on Cigna. Why are you billing me $674? And it says Cigna refused to pay or something. I'm like, now I got to call and deal with that. So I'm glad I'm retired and I have time to call. But just all this crap is such a hassle, Got to keep looking at every penny you're spending to see if somebody's not trying to inadvertently or on purpose trying to rip you off. Dolly and me. Oh, okay. You're the 19th. Okay. See, now I can remember 2 young ladies who have their birthdays on the 19th. You took your porch decorations down, and today your tree. Yeah, that's usually this time of year. You get, first week of January, maybe into the second week. Now, luckily, like I said, for us, I don't know if you got the same weather up there. Um, the roof got clear of snow, so I can get up there. If it's wet, it doesn't matter. It's okay. But once the snow's off, I really like tackling the lights because I think we're going to get cold again next week and possibly more snow next week. So I got to take advantage of this week to get that stuff down. I have thousands of cards. I'll try some of the more famous players. Well, you just never know. Yeah, you can actually put like 12 of them together, Greg. Put 12 of them together and then take a picture of all 12 and chat or Grok, whatever you use, Gemini, whatever you want to use. It'll look at all 12 of those and give you an idea. And then if something does pop up like, hey, then you could look into that one even a little more and check eBay and all that good stuff. Here comes Delta Air. Yeah, my father-in-law gave us a stamp collection, and it was not a big collection, but we had no idea if it's worth anything. I mean, they're in a book, like licked and put in a book. So right there, the value shot, in my opinion. But I did that. I was going page after page with ChatGPT and just taking a picture of it and saying, hey, anything here? And it would give you the history of it. It would tell you all about the stamps and then let you know if something's worth money or not. And, based on condition and all that. So it's kind of interesting to do that instead of looking online or getting a book and whatever. It's so much easier now. Now, again, always verify and make sure, but it's so much easier now. I'm in the office, secretary out with surgery, grinding away. Oh boy, you got to do everything now, huh? I hope she's okay. He or she, your secretary, I hope he or she is okay. Kicking has been bad across the whole league this year. Well, they don't make it easy. Didn't they make the goalpost back years and years ago? And then I think they shortened them, didn't they? Or the width of them? So they haven't made it easier for kickers. I just started new contracts on gas and electric. Both bills went up this month. Yeah, they're not going to go down, Perry. That's for sure. Speaking of the kickers, the Browns beat Cincinnati, right? One on an interception, and I think one was a fumble or something the defense got. And both times they pulled the jumping into the end zone, holding their crotch, right? So it's an automatic penalty. So here you are trying to win a game. And this drives me crazy because I would have fined, if I was a team coach, I would have fined a guy $100,000. You penalized the team with your celebration, and now your kicker has to kick another 10 yards back. And like you said, point afters are and field goals and stuff are not easy. So, you're almost ruined. You could have ruined the whole game just because of your stupid celebration. Bring me back Barry Sanders any day of the week. Give me Barry Sanders. Hand the ball off to the ref. I'll take that any day. I don't need all this other crap that these guys do. I guess I'm just old school. If Medicare denies the charge, the Cigna will not pay. If Medicare denied, it's probably a coding error. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, Bobby. I think it's got to be some kind of error. And again, it's just frustrating because you have to call. Like, everybody has a job, right? So everybody's got a job. And it's a blood test. It's not like some weird thing, plastic surgery or something out of the ordinary. It's just a plain blood test. You would think that they would have this like down 100%. Never going to be an issue. And to get an issue, and remember, some people, they'll just keep paying their bills. Let's say it was $50. Somebody might have paid it. Some people don't pay attention, and they would have just paid it. But being $674, Certainly, I'm not going to pay that, and I know exactly where I'm at with my deductible on the Plan N, $257, I think it was, for 2025. So, and I'm over that. So I knew that that definitely wasn't a good bill. But somebody didn't do their job. Somebody keyed something in wrong. Somebody did something wrong, and that's where AI is going to come in with coding. AI is going to be if that's going to be one of the venues that they're going to be taking over, coding and stuff like that. So those mistakes will lessen, I think. But I mean, I could be wrong. January 19th. Oh, so Gary, retired cable guy. Yours is on the 19th too. I should start writing these down. I know I had all the 68 Tiger cards. Wow. That was back with, was that Mickey Lolich and Al Kaline? Who was the shortstop? Norm Cash? Now, he wasn't the shortstop, but yeah, because I remember my guy I wrote on his handlebars, Jim. He always listened to CKLW, the Big Eight, and he would always listen to the Tigers game. So I knew all the Tigers players more than I knew the Indians, believe it or not. Here's a picture of all the famous Cleveland Browns, Jim Brown and Myles Garrett. Took a week to put the Christmas. Oh, yeah. You had 10 Christmas trees. Holy smokes. How come I didn't get a picture of that? You should have sent me a picture. I love Christmas trees. I know somebody else in California that they put up a few. Well, he does. She doesn't. I think he doesn't. Still retired after 1 week. Oh, they didn't give you a contract, Greg, huh? Are they waiting until they say, oh, well, who's going to do this? Well, Greg used to do that. Well, who's going to do this? Well, that's something Greg used to do. And then they realize that they got to send you another contract. You think there's any chance of that or no? How much would you pay for Greenland? Yeah, I just heard, Greg, today in passing, I was answering comments, and I heard they said that the United States already has military rights and all kinds of rights on Greenland, and they really don't need to like buy the island. But I don't know all the ins and outs of it, and that's the problem. We only hear what they want to tell us. But if you really dig deep into something, you're going to find a lot more. Doctors will ask AI which code gets the highest payment. Yeah, you're not wrong about that. Denny McLean, yep. Oh, Dick McAuliffe. Boy, that was a while back. Yeah. You bought baseball cards for the bubble gum and never realized. Yeah, exactly. That big pink piece of crap. Oh, was that junky gum, man? I think we did more football cards than baseball. We liked the football cards because that was one of the bad things about having a paper out. In the trailer park, I was 9 or 10 years old, had the Cleveland Press route in the afternoon, which kind of sucked as a kid. You're out on the ball field or doing something, and at 2:30, you got to be going to deliver papers. So your whole day was shot after that. You get done 3:30, 3:45, and kids are already getting home to eat or whatever. So, but yeah, we used to buy the football cards and having money, going out collecting, and then having a Leader drugstore right up at the top, at the top of the trailer park. I mean, I spent countless hours buying stuff, which was bad. My dentist loved it. That's for sure. But yeah, it's bad for a kid to have money in his pocket and isn't taught common sense about saving it. I remember my mom one time, I remember this. She says, you have to pay the district manager. You owe like $35 or something. And I said, I don't have $35. She said, you went out collecting. How many people owe you money? And I said, I think I got all the money that I collected from everybody except one or two. They weren't home. And she said, well, where's the $35? And the old commercials where you pull out the empty pockets. I said, that was me. And she says, I got to pay $35 for you. Where did it go? I don't know. So yeah, it was $35 worth of candy, I'm sure, for me and my friends. Pop candy, whatever. You're working today, Midwest old man. Well, be careful out there. 70 and sunny here, shooting the hoops every day. Oh, that's nice. Yeah. Scott, that's good. I got a hoop right over here too. And I haven't been playing much, and I need to. I every once in a while, I got the basketball right behind me. Actually, I got two of them. This one actually got dust on it. I actually won. Look how beat up this is. But I actually won two of these balls when the Ohio Lottery first went online, or they were doing contests, and I turned in for a contest and I won two prizes in the same contest, and they gave me the same thing. So they gave me Cavs jerseys, they gave me a blanket, they gave me two basketballs, all kinds of stuff. It was a nice prize. And I've tried ever since then. Never won another thing, but I think I was blacklisted after that. But yeah, so I try to shoot when I can. Cross the border. How you doing, Canada? Mustang? Been the coldest December in years in your bedroom. Oh, well, you could take that two ways, Dan. Tiger shirt. No, not Ray Euler. It was somebody else. Rodriguez. Rodriguez? Arleo Rodriguez or something like that? Aurelio Rodriguez. Does that make sense? Did you take the Velcro dog? No, I did not. Hey, David in progress. Did you hear anything from Otter? Did you get a chance from Howard at Otter's retirement corner? Not to put you on the spot, but we've all been curious. Did you take the? No, I didn't. No, I didn't take the dog. I did the film, and my wife was watching it. She says, "Play that again. Play that one again." I made mention in a comment that dog's 2 years old. So let's say a dog lasts 14 years. So that's 12 years from now. So 66, 76, 77, 70. I'd be 78 years old. Can I still walk that dog? Up in my, late 70s and early 80s and that. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I'd maybe have to get a senior dog, maybe a 6, 7, 8-year-old dog maybe would be better. You had a Cleveland Press route. I saved half and spent the rest on pizza and comic books. Yeah. Yeah, the Cleveland Press, that was a good paper. Afternoon paper, and I think they folded in 83 or 84, something like that. That was a shame. I guess that was kind of a look at what's currently happening with all these newspapers closing down now, or mostly going online. I was a scout leader for many years. Could always count on the new scouts to spend all their camp money their first couple of days. Yeah. And that's too bad, because in school, they really should. Even now they talk about it, and they just keep talking about it year after year. Well, the school should teach you financial responsibility. And you just hear it year after year, year after year, year after year. Well, why don't we start doing it? I just talked to a kid at Mark's, young kid. He's still going to school in local high school. And I asked him, we were talking while he was ringing me up, and I asked him, we got to that point of, hey, do they teach financial literacy in your high school? And he said, no, they still don't. And I'm like, after all these years of people talking about it, they still don't do it. I don't get it. I just don't get it. Yeah, so yeah, they learned and did not make the mistake the next year. Yeah, that's good. Well, at that camp, yeah. Well, that's good. That's good if you teach them. He played after the 68 Tiger. Oh, he was third base? Okay. I thought he was a shortstop. Okay. I know the dog ages too. You're right. I know. And the dog won't want to walk as much. You're right. But I'm just leaning towards, maybe it's just an excuse. I don't know. But because I get scared. I was lucky. I didn't have my dogs. 2 dogs that I had both lasted about 14 years. And I was lucky that they didn't have major medical things. But man, I'm reading comments from people that are posting and talking about how they take their dogs to the vet and it's $5,000, and they're getting. My neighbor, he just lost. He had 3 dogs. He lost 2 of them now. And this last one had an enlarged heart, and the X-rays and all this other stuff, man, it just costs a lot of money. And it's just kind of scary that, I don't know. I don't know. Just not sure. I don't know. Yeah, he texted me back. I have good days and bad days. Today's a bad day. Ooh. Wow. Man, I hope this has been a while now. David, thank you for checking in. I would hope that he would show up. Maybe he'll show up on this live. I mean, he's watched one of my lives before. I don't know if he's commented before, but I hope if he's having a bad day, he can at least come on here and we can wish him well. Come on, Buzz. You'll always be walking dogs. Yeah, I know. Well, but my knees, I tell you what, my knees are, I got the X-rays this summer on the right knee, and it's not looking good. So, I got the shot, but I don't know. Theo says, and he reads CTs for a living. He says, and X-rays. He said I probably got 2 years before I got to get a replacement, which, we'll see. We will see. Because that's the other thing. If I get a knee replacement, you're not up and running and walking dogs very quickly. So we'll see. There's a lot to think about. Tiger as Dick McAuliffe. And Ray Oler in 68. All right, those are I remember those names, but I just can't put that with the team that we were listening to. So it must have been like maybe 69. It might have been 68, 69 that we were listening. Yeah, Mickey Stanley. Yep. I thought you learned from experience. I was a new scout leader, so the issue made a great conversation. The scout did not know we had money set for them to use after they had blown it. A bully on my paper route got shot in his sleep from a stray bullet from the bar across the street. Really? Pulled an M14 from his trunk. Man. Yeah, that happens Scott, that happens in Cleveland a lot. And I'm sure other major cities where they're sleeping and they get, kids get shot by stray bullets. It's kind of crazy. Actually, I was listening because my daughter was working New Year's Eve in the fire department. And I was listening to the scanner. There's a scanner app that you can get on Google Play or whatever. And I was listening to the Cleveland Fire Department, and they were telling the ambulance crews who were out on calls not to get out of their vehicles because they heard shooting, and people were shooting in the air, of course. And they told them not to leave their ambulances because bullets come down. And so, yeah, there was a couple tense moments. So I heard my daughter had to go out. Her engine company went out, and I'm like, oh boy, here we go. And then she got back and she texted me and said, hey, because I text her and I said, hey, is it cool over there or what? And she said, yeah, we're back in service. We're back at the station and everything's good. Now, whether she tells me the truth or not, I don't know, but because she doesn't want Dad to worry, I'm sure. But she said it's like that every New Year's Eve. It gets a little wild, not for too long, but like a half hour, it just gets wild. Willie Horton, yes. Bill Freehand, Norm Cash, yeah. Jimmy Northrup, yeah. Willie Horton, yep. Had my left knee replaced 4 years ago, and the right was replaced last January. How long are you down when you get your knee replaced? Like, how long? Like, if I had to walk dogs, how long would they say I have to be off my legs and I can't walk dogs? Is it weeks, months? You'll get the new knee and you'll be better than new. Hey, I don't know. I've been thinking of Howard too. I'm home today after my eye doctor appointment. My eyes are dilated and I can't see so well for a few hours. Well, you typed pretty good unless you were doing talk to text. You did. You typed very well for not being able to see, Bill. Bill's got a good channel too. Man, he's a fitness guru, 68 years old, and he's doing pull-ups and stuff. I told him on his last short video, he jumps up on that bar and just pulls himself all the way up. 68 years old. I mean, I couldn't do that when I was 16 years old, let alone 60. if I couldn't do it at 68. But I told him I'm going to try. I'm going to build a bar in my backyard, and I'm going to see if I could be as good as Bill. I don't think I can, but I'm going to try, Bill. Knee replacement, you walk right away. Really? Oh, weeks. It's all in the rehab. Well, Jacqueline should know. Registered, retired registered nurse. You would know. So when could I walk dogs? Like go 2 miles. And then 2 miles times, well, it's about a mile, 3/4 of a mile times 4. When would I be able to do that? Up and down, a little bit of an incline. Is Cleveland expecting any storms this week? I don't know. I I haven't really watched the weather. I just knew it was supposed to be warm this week, which it has been. And then it's supposed to get cold next week. That's all I know. Unfortunately, I'm not smart enough to follow it that close to know what the heck's going on. Bill is a blast, or a beast. Yes, he's a beast and a blast. The muscle up was always a cool party trick. Yeah, I swear I couldn't do that, but you only weigh what, $135 or something like that. You don't weigh that much either, so that I think that's in your favor too. And what weight you do have, I think, is your body fat's probably 1%. So yeah, it's just all muscle pulling up there without much weight. So that's pretty good. I shoveled my driveway 2 weeks after they replaced last knee. It was using a crutch. If you want to walk 2 miles, that would be a 3-month minimum. Really? Yeah, that's kind of scary. Well, I'll try to put off this replacement as long as I can until the doctor says, hey, you got to do it. The shot, I think, helped me. But sometimes if I turn a wrong way or twist it, I can feel it. I mean, it's getting kind of ugly, but we'll see how it goes. My sister just had her left knee replaced a month ago, and she's still hurting. Coming to see me tomorrow, and let's see if she can get up 3 flights of stairs. Oh, Bill's $155. Okay, 155 pounds in this corner. 5 pounds less than Howard. Wow. Menard says Christmas lights 50% off. You know what, J&P? I was actually on the website yesterday, and I wanted, because I have these vintage, but they're clear vintage LEDs. I just have 2 strings on the garage here, and I wanted to get 2 more strings to go all the way around. So I went on Menards, and they had 1 left. And I thought, you know what? I'm not going to piecemeal this thing. I should have got the 1, and then the other ones, which were the regular LEDs, that I have out front on the trees, they were sold out. So, but I did see some other ones that they listed as vintage LED, but they were the small, there were C7s and some other small lights. And I might have to go back and look again, but you're right, it was 50% off. But most of them are not in the store, and the shipping was, it's not cheap. So I don't know. I think I'm going to wait and see what happens. But yeah, thanks for because it's funny you mentioned that, because I was on there yesterday. I put my replacements off as long as I could. I was 56. Wow, you were still young when you did yours. Wow. Yeah, that's the other thing too. I don't want to wait, too long, get too old, and I don't know. Maybe it's better to have it when you're younger. I'm not sure. I was starting to get arthritis when I lived in Cleveland. When I moved away, it hasn't bothered me. Well, that's Scott. You're right, because even right now, like the humidity is like 100%, I think. And when that humidity hits, the body feels different. That's why I think Arizona or someplace like that would be kind of cool with that dry air. I think that would be nice. Places like Florida, you'd have the humidity, but it's warm. But here in Cleveland, you got that damp, humidity, cold, and I think that just messes up your body. We are headed to Big Bend National Park next week. Oh, cool. Supposed to be in the 60s. Big Bend National Park. Is that Big Bend, Oregon? No. Where's Big Bend? I should know this, but I don't. A lot depends on your weight. The heavier you are, yeah, the harder. Yeah. So I'm 225 pounds. I was going to say 230, but I actually lost a little bit of weight. So 225 to 230. 6'4", 6'3¾". I'm shrinking a little bit. So, I mean, they consider, if you look at the obesity charts, I think they still consider me obese, but I don't feel obese. That's what's kind of weird. But I think I'm on the chart as obese or close to it. So I don't know if I put much stock into those charts, but whatever. Now that I hang out with a lot of retirees, our ailments seem to be the main topic. Oh, far south Texas. Okay. Yeah, that's interesting. Big Bend in Texas. Why did it just doesn't click to me? I think in Oregon for some reason. Yeah. Knee replacements only last so long. I'll probably have to have them redone. Really? 6th and 7th knee surgeries. Wow. So you got scars all over the place, or do they go into the same area? I shouldn't be asking these things, but seniors can buy an annual pass. Yeah, I heard that, Scott. I heard that. Then I know they changed some things around, but I heard that you could do something like that. Yeah, those charts are a joke. Yeah, I think so too. But maybe we should have the nurse tell us. I'm sure I'll be ready for a replacement at some point. I sound like Rice Krispies, really? Mine it just feels like it's always swelled up, and it doesn't feel swelled up, but it just seems like it to me. Yeah, and when I keep it straight, and then try to bring it back down, I don't know. It's just growing old, I guess. That's just the way it is. You don't look that tall. Yeah, they said I say I'm 6'3". I used to be 6'4". I say I'm 6'3", if anybody asks me. But the last time I went to the doctor, she put the scale on my, made me stand up. Now I did have my tennis shoes on, so maybe I got a 1/4 inch there. I didn't take my shoes off. And she said 6'4". So I think it's 6'3¾". We'll go with that. Get the super senior discount pass, typically a half off the price. Snap, crackle, and pop. Got a lot of scars from where they cut me. Only once did they cut the same place. Oh, because you had different things. You had a compound fracture. Oh, yeah. Okay. So, yeah, a lot of different things. Bend is a town in well, you deleted it or whatever, but Bend is, maybe that's what I'm thinking. Bend, Oregon. That could be. That's what I was thinking. Not a national park. You might be right. Yeah, but those scars. That's right. So they only went in once in the same place, but you had other issues, so they would have to go different places to fix those issues. You're going to put out a post soon that will debunk this weight stuff. Well, put your scientific mind to it, Bill. You're a scientist. Put your science to it, because I think it's bull too. Senior lifetime pass starts at 62. 80 for a great. I'm just 58. Oh, okay. Lifetime pass at 62. That's right. You're still a young, David. You're still a young kid. You're only 58. That's why I have to keep remembering about like you and Dwayne and Julie. You're just babies. You're all just babies, I'm going on 66 and I feel like a baby, but you guys you're still in the cradle, I'll tell you. Southeastern Arizona, 16 years into a left knee replacement. Pain tolerance will tell you when you have to have it done. Yeah. So how many shots did you have over the years, Dan? Because I think the shot did help, but I mean, it did help. I will say that as a statement, but I don't think it helps like 100%. Like you still have something. It does mask the majority of the pain, but not everything. And that's what the doctor told me. The knee doctor told me. He says this could work for one day for you, or it could work for 6 months. You never know. So when it starts to hurt again, come back. Hey, Nancy, just stopped in for a second, installing a wall mount shelf, which I've never done before. But I have a level and a stud finder. Well, good luck. Hey, just be careful wherever you're putting that shelf. You don't have wiring or something behind it. Working on my bathroom, you have the toilet stack, that pipe. And before I drywall that area, I'm thinking about somehow covering that, because that would be me. I would probably right behind, like a lot of people hang stuff behind the toilet, right? Pictures or something. I would just pop that pipe, because it's just like a copper pipe. It's not even cast iron, I don't think. So that's one thing I'm doing, is covering everything with. I've already got wood in place with it, like the toilet paper holder. I know this sounds stupid, but I put wood blocking in there, because how many times have you ripped, the toilet paper holder, because it's just sitting in drywall, and it just gets loose, and then So I'm putting wood in there. I've got wood everywhere. Shower, I've got wood everywhere. The whole bathroom's basically wood now. It's going to be covered with drywall, and I'll have hopefully all my bases covered. But be careful with that, because you never know what you're going to hit. Because people, I tell you what, some of these houses, they put some wiring in some weird places, very weird places. I look amazing for 66. Well, thank you. You know what, Resting Witch Face? That's what retirement does for you. When that stress, said this 1,000 times, say it 1,000 more times, that stress is a killer. That stress will age you. And I don't care what job you're doing, even driving to and driving from, you are stressed. And I don't care what anybody says, you are stressed. And that takes a toll on your body. As soon as you're not driving back and forth, and you're no responsibilities of work, man, does your life change. Your body changes. Everything changes for the better, in my opinion. That's just me. So I recommend retirement for everybody. 2 shots. First worked, second didn't. Okay. My knee's going bad, forced me to stop working, filed for disability last November. I should get it. We'll know in 3 to 6 months. I know disability takes a long time. But yeah, if you can't walk, you can't work. I mean, that's tough. There is a shelf for my modem and antenna, since I wall mounted my TV. Oh, okay. Well, still, just be careful, Check out Ken's Carpentry. He's now a retoured garage builder. Had both knees done last year. He's dancing a jig today. Ken's Carpentry. All right, I'll check him out. Oh, you want to get it off the floor? Yeah, well, just go for it. Yeah, go for it. Blocking before is smart. That's what we did when building new construction. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it just makes sense, slow and steady. And like, I don't have to throw it together, because I'm not making money on the job. Like, I'm not a, person that has to go room to room, house to house, and just hurry up and get it done. So I can do all the little minor things that most builders or remodelers wouldn't do. I mean, just all kinds of little stupid stuff. And again, just, I take picture to Chat GPT. I take a picture of a wall or something. What else can I do to this to make it safer, to make it better? And, I get suggestions and stuff like that. And then, of course, YouTube videos. I'm really sucking up the drywalling videos now. So just picking out which drywall or which mud to use. I mean, everybody's got a different opinion about that too. It's just crazy. But I'm going to get to that point pretty quick here, where I'm going to mud and everything else, and we'll see how it goes. Yeah, when you retired, your stress level dropped big time. Mine went to 0. I mean, I went from 100 to 0, just like that. And I'm telling you, I can't talk about it enough. It's amazing. It really is. And I just saw on Facebook, they were talking about how this accident, where the highway that I used to drive, they were just talking about how there was an accident, and all these people were posting on Facebook saying they were sitting there for an hour. And it's like, even my wife, I was telling her, and she says, you don't have to do that anymore. Isn't that a blessing? And I said, yes, that is a blessing. Now, yeah, I'll still drive the highway and stuff, and I'll still get stuck in accidents, but I have nowhere to go. It's not like I have to be somewhere. I don't have to be at work or a meeting or, something that just stresses you out more. Because it's not only getting into the traffic, the heavy traffic caused by an accident, but you have to call work. You have to say, hey, that meeting we got at 8 o'clock, I can't make it. Well, you're the person that's holding the meeting. I know, but yeah, I'm kind of stuck here. So, and then that's even before you get to work. You're already 100% stressed. So, God, those days, I'm glad they're behind me for now. Many of you probably are, but a good podcaster to follow is Peter Attia, MD. Outlive Peter Matea. Okay, or Attia. All right, I'll check them out. I'm always looking for. I'm going to write it on my whiteboard here. Peter Attia, along with that woodworking guy, carpenter. Thank you, Callie. I'll check that out. Hello, Buzz. Catching up on break. I can't wait to take your recommendation on retirement. Yeah. Retirement for an Average Joe. And he's got a channel as well. If you guys get a chance to check him out. Yeah, I can't talk about it enough. Beba Brooks, the goatee's working for you. Tell Mrs. Buzz, thank you for letting you grow one. She probably hasn't even noticed yet. She doesn't say much about my stuff. I don't know. She doesn't really talk about it. I think when I shaved, well, she knew about the last time I shaved my mustache because that was the internet sensation or our YouTube channel sensation where I got paid to cut it off. Oh, that was something. But she knew about that. But sometimes I've shaved my mustache. Days go by, she doesn't even realize it. Catch this at work on my way to lunch. Hey, Lynn, how you doing? My problem is with replacement knees, I can't kneel or climb ladders. Oh, I have to stop doing my Christmas decorations. Oh, I got to think about this now. Samo Dog, consider clicking the like button. Oh, well, thank you very much. We got 80. Oh, we got 75 watching. Wow. Usually on Wednesdays, we usually have like 30 or 40 people. So got a few more extras here. I appreciate that. How far am I behind? I was financial management, right? No. Scott, yeah, that's just crazy. I was a manager and then an HR before. Great not to deal with. Yes. Yep, because I was HR. Well, where I was working this last, and we were a small company, but we had a union, so I was management. And we got along really good. I have to say, we got along good, but contract time was always stressful. I was lead negotiator, and that was always stressful, a stressful time. And I did 4 CBAs while I was there, and that's tough. And just listening to the stories as an HR hat on, I had that too, and listening to some of the stories of the people, it's just really sad. I mean, really sad. Otter Senior, how you doing? Take pictures before you close the wall. Yes. Yeah, I did that with my Wild Bill. I did that with my plumbing that I did outside. I rerouted some stuff when we put an addition on. There's some piping we had to redo, and I took pictures of everything. Once you dig, you got to take pictures of it all. Because once you put that dirt back on, you don't want to have to go dig down there again and try. Well, where was this? Where was this? So I got all that set up too. Well, that's a good advice though. Even in my new volunteer work, I made it clear I don't want to be in charge of anything. Yeah, that's right. I was thinking there's this Stanley. You probably heard of him, Scott. Stanley Black and Decker. Well, they got MTD used to be a private company. Stanley Black and Decker bought them out, but they have one in Berea, and they're always looking for people. I don't know what's going on there. And they were looking for a production planner, which I could do with my eyes closed. And I thought to myself, why? why would I subject myself to that stress of, buying stuff and doing and scheduling? And why would I do that? I mean, do I really want to spend that time and back in that stressful environment for what? Um, so yeah, I could work part time there, but I don't think I could do a full time gig ever again. Now, if I had to, if I was eating cat food and I had no choice, yes, I would do it, and I would do it well. But no, I can't deal with it. Drywall and mudding is a real talent. Yes, it is. The guy who did the drywall is amazing, totally matched. Yeah, no one could tell. Yeah, it is. There's a lot of good people out there. It's experience. It's when the repetition of doing it over and over, you get good at anything. Um, yeah, that's why I'm a little bit hesitant. It's my first time. Now it's a bathroom, granted, and worst case, I can always put wall covering over it or something. It's not a big bathroom, so and half of it's going to be taken by a shower and tub. So I'll just have the one back wall, which is going to have above the toilet, and then there's a vanity, big vanity I've got. So a lot of it's going to be covered up. So hopefully, if I screw it up, it won't be seen by many. I even avoid driving through particular intersections. Ah, really? You avoid left-hand turns. Greg, that's funny because when I go to Sam's Club, these people pull in here and they go this way because there's a light. Like, there's a light here, and then they pull in and go to the stop sign. And then you can go, that's hard to describe. But for me, I go past that light and I pull into the driveway, because then I don't have to make this left turn, this right turn, this left turn. It's just so much simpler to get into the turning lane, make one left. That's it. And boom, you're done. So, but so many people do it and they get stuck there. Yeah, you start thinking about things like that. What's the easiest way to do it? Jim from Georgia. How are you doing, Mr. Smith? Going on 2 years retired. Best thing I've ever done, money or not. Yeah, no. I have rebunked his. Oh, you've rebunked his stuff, Bill. Oh, I can't wait to check it out then. If you're rebunking it, then we need to check that out. I retired July 2019 before chaos started to turn out perfect for me. Yeah, that whole 2020 stuff was crazy. Can I pay you $100 to grow your beard to 2 inches? Nah, I don't think I can. I get I've never grown one more than a month. I just get tired of it, bored with it. It starts to itch. I just don't like it. We'll see. I'm going to go for a record this time. How about if I get to 2 inches, you could send me $100 bucks. 100. I'm reading debunked at the same time I'm trying to say bucks. You could send me $100 then. Steelers versus Texans. Who do you like? Boy, that's a tough one. That is a tough one. I tell you what, I don't know when the boys are coming back. Metcalf, when is he coming back? You got the defensive guy back. I got to go with Steelers. I think if Aaron Rodgers is on his game and you get Metcalf back, but I don't know, is Metcalf out for the year? You need him back to make the win. Yours is 3 inches. Oh boy, Bill. You need to trim yours down to 1 inch. 45 years of manufacturing. I was doing MRP before it was called MRP. Yeah, Otter, we had I asked, and back at MTD, they wrote us I was never a fan of MRP, material requirements planning, because you had to make, if you did it right, and this will bore the rest of everybody else, but if you did it right, you had to open work orders, and then you had to allocate materials to that work order, and then you had to, and it's a cumbersome thing to do. And it can be done and done well, but it's cumbersome. Toyota, did the Kanban system, which I incorporated some of that where I went, because I learned all different types of ways. But the simplest thing for me, and they still use it at the last place I was at, was called a net requirements report. All it basically did was take orders versus inventory and due date. Simple, super simple. So you could look at a certain press 85. You could look at the load that's on there, how many parts have to be made, and you just do the math in your head, 1,000 parts an hour, 4 hours for setup, and you could just click through it. It was poor man's MRP, and it worked beautiful. You didn't have to put out work orders and close work orders and do all this crazy crap. Finance was okay with it because they close books monthly. So as long as by the end of the month, all the work orders, in other words, we put one work order out for the entire month. And as long as everything was done and we closed out that work order, and we would do it month by month. I even changed the color of the paper. So February, if they still do it now, I don't know. We would get colored paper for the work orders, so you know if you had an old one or a new one. So February, we would use pink or a reddish. And so we would print all the work orders on pink. So in March, when you had green, light green for St. Patrick's Day, if you saw any pink ones, you knew not to use them because you knew green was March. All right, now that I bored everybody. I retired in September 2023 and absolutely 100% love it. Volunteer, yes. Another 12-night shift. Yeah, exactly. Well, nursing, that's a whole different game too. That's tough. I mean, my job was easy compared to what you guys do. I mean, I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do what you guys do. Just no way. I worked 2 days at my old restaurant. I sold just standing on a concrete floor kills my feet. Yeah. What do you do there? Are you cooking? Are you just managing? Or what are you doing, David? Do not miss the calls in the middle of the night to fix things. I'm with David in progress. I don't want to be in charge of anything. That's right. All right, Retirement's Average Joe. Take care. All right, yeah, on the replay. How does everyone like the roundabouts if you have them in your travels? I've seen one. There's one in Cleveland. There's some they're putting them in Cleveland in a lot of different places. I was driving back real quick. I was driving back in Madison Avenue in Cleveland, and I'm driving back to my daughter and husband's house, and they put these new roundabouts in. Now, I'm not familiar with this. Is where Franklin Castle is. If you look up Franklin Castle, it's right on Madison there. And I'm driving down, and it was nighttime, and I just drove over these two bumps. And I'm like, what the hell is this? And they said, oh, that's a roundabout. I said, are you kidding me? I just drove right through it. Luckily, they didn't have benches or planters or anything there because I would have knocked them over. But it wasn't even, you could barely see it. It was so weird. And they said they're starting to put them in and speed bumps and everything else. And I said, yeah, I got to be more careful now. So I haven't seen too many of them, obviously. You have several here, and I'm fine with them. Most people seem to know how to use them. Yeah, you don't trust others. That's right. Yep. Like me. We have the single roundabouts, and fine for me. Or more might be another story. We have a double one that I use almost every day. No accident. Oh, that's cool. It's always funny when you see tire tracks that go over the curb. That would be me. Do you remember the World Series of Rock in '79? Ah, man, that's I do remember the World Series of Rock, and my brother, I think in '76 with Pink Floyd and the Animals tour, I think it was, where they had the pigs flying over the stadium. My brother got to go there, and he was so young. But I never went to any of those. Try driving through a roundabout in a country where they drive on the left. Oh my God. I can't even think about that. Yeah. Chevy Chase and European Vacation. Hey, Atwater. At the prison library, they let you give about 15 minutes of internet time. Great. That's going to affect your porn watching though. So don't stay here too long. You're doing a great job and really popular with the other felons. Oh, that's good. Just don't drop the soap, my friend. I've told you that before. Hey, Rick, Retirement Journey, how are you doing? All right, Nancy, take care. Otter, you were there, huh? In '79, cool. Who was the bill in '79? I can't remember who that was. '79, because they had the World Series of Rock in Cleveland. It seemed like every year they had that. I was 11. They cut a ship loose and it sailed into Lake Erie. Look up road configuration calling a diverging diamond. Oh boy. Planning on pulling my pinball machines out of retirement. Hey, 24-hour music. Cool. So you got some. We had a pinball place right down the street from us that sold old video games and pinball machines, and it burned down. They moved to another location. I haven't even been there since they had the fire. I should go check them out. They got some beautiful vintage ones. I mean, I probably would not buy one, but man, they take such good care of them, and they got some real nice ones. Cleveland Browns players always seem to show up there and buy them because they're buying their Mercedes and they're, we have a Lorraine Road. We have a bunch of car dealers, and most of them live in Westlake and Rocky River. A lot of the Browns players on the west side of Cleveland, and so you see them checking out certain things around this area, and I guess they go into the pinball shop quite a bit because they're just kids at heart. What are they, 22, 23, 24, 25 years old? I mean, they're still into their video games and pinball stuff. Roundabouts are a limey conspiracy. I bought a new pinball machine 8 years ago. Cost me $9,000. Wow. Yeah, I knew they were up there, but I mean, if you get a good one, yep. AC/DC with Bon Scott and Nugent, Thin Lizzy, Scorpions, Aerosmith. Okay. Yeah, they had a lot of different, and the opening acts, a lot of these opening acts back then turned out to be headliners in later years, which was always cool too. So, you're watching an opening act and then, find out years later that like they're headliners now. It's kind of cool. I wonder who, in World Series of Rock, they were all pretty good though. That's for sure. Well, anyway, we're about an hour and 12 minutes into this already. I try to keep it at about an hour so people aren't going to sleep. So we're going to get out of here with roundabouts, no tickets for running a stop sign. Yeah, that's true. Stern Pinballs, company that made mine. Oh, 20 minutes from your house? It was Scorpion's first U.S. tour date. Okay. That's pretty cool. Yeah, so we're going to get out of here, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Putting up with me for an hour, and I'm going to go take down Christmas lights now. And if you get a chance, stop by Saturday at 7 p.m. We'll be doing a live at 7. And if you get a chance, stop on by. But again, I appreciate you being here. Virgin Diamonds are the work of I think we know what we're talking, what you're, how you feel. A pinball wizard. All right, with Samo Dog, thank you. Is it too early for Super Bowl predictions? Yeah, we'll do it Saturday. How about that? Just got here, wet, cold, Northwest Oregon. Yeah, we're just getting out of here. We've been on an hour, so like I said, I don't want to get anybody falling asleep out there. Don't forget to stop back Saturdays and meet Captain Billy. Oh, people are not going to come now, 280 Zone. Beba Brooks, we'll see you Saturday. Robert, take care. If anybody wants to stop over and get up on the 16-foot ladder to get my lights down, I'll give you the address. Except for Captain Billy. All kidding aside, we'll see you guys Saturday. Appreciate you being here. Take care. Stay safe.